Hello, everybody. How are you? This is Uncle Bruce again with Juvenile. How are you doing, Juvenile?
I'm doing fine, Bruce. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Good to be back.
Yes. So today we're going to talk about a topic that's not so nice, but it's part of our reality, part of our lives, and that is the idea of divorce. And divorce is a very sad situation, especially when there are children involved. And so today we're talking about divorce. It's an article that we're reading. It's based on the information from the United States, but if divorce happens everywhere. It's not only the United States. So I'm going to share my screen a moment, show you the image of the article. It's called Divorce Skyrocketing Among Aging Boomers. That's baby boomers. That's
Exactly.
my age. People that were born in the 1946 to 1964. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is a different phenomena. It's not something that's common, but it's something happening at this moment. People about my age getting divorced. You would think that at this age they would not get a divorce, that they've been together for 30 years or more, and they're going to stay together. But this is happening in the United States. So we'll talk about Brazil too, for sure, because it's something that's relevant around the world, divorce, that is. And it's really sad that when it happens at this age, but there are some positive sides to it too. So we'll talk about that tonight. And so, what is your perspective right now, Juvenile, about this idea of divorce? It's called the gray divorce or something like that. People with gray hair. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. What grabbed my attention in this article was, it's a social phenomenon that I don't know in other countries, but it's something, divorce is part of the life nowadays. It's said of course, but I think there are some particular reasons in place here. I think as a social phenomenon, it is following the change of habits of people. Uh, Maybe, as the article mentioned, we have a generation that got married so early, different than the other generation that is got married. Uh,
In their 20s, 30s.
yeah, yeah. I think it's different. That I don't know. Maybe because of the long stay together and maybe the pandemic that we have in the middle of this decade could uh, could fast or make fast or make the things happen fast,
Mhm.
you know
Yeah, look,
so
it is true that the pandemic has a factor on every part of our lives, and this
mhm,
idea of relationships, of people being together, is
sure,
something it's difficult. To me, it's the hardest thing in life. The hardest thing in life is to
yeah,
get along with another person, to have a good relationship with another person. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about people in general, but also especially like marriage and relationships with husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. It's hard. It's hard.
mhm,
Then you complicate it
sure,
with a pandemic, and yeah, it makes it even harder.
yeah. And there are another things that caught my attention in this article is the example of a woman that divorced of her husband because different than the husband, she started a business She was running a business, and the children grew up.
Yeah, we say
So
that the chicken, the children flew the coop. They're out of the house.
yeah, something like
And so
that.
there's no need. Hey, there's no need to stay together. We don't have children anymore in the house, so we don't need to stay together. But this is crazy.
Yeah, which is interesting because she, instead of start to complain, oh, we are alone, we what we should to do now, no, she started a business, man, so
Yeah.
active,
And so
different than the husband.
He's winding down. He's reducing his effort towards work. Okay, a job. He's retiring, and she's starting. Okay.
Yeah. That's the point. I think this kind of situation where two people are not in the same page, are not in the same wavelength.
Yes.
Maybe cause this situation.
For
It's
sure.
sad, okay, but it's something that maybe in this day will become natural. I don't know.
Well, the idea of divorce is kind of normal in the United States. In fact, I started looking at some information on the internet, and I found that the divorce rate in the United States is about 40 to 45% of all the marriages end up in divorce. That's a lot. It's about half.
Yeah, for sure.
And I looked at I said, well, okay, well, who has the highest rate of divorce? I found it was Portugal. I said, wow, man, Portugal has the highest rate of divorce. But there are other countries too that are, high rates of divorce. And there are many reasons that, cause these divorce rates to be high. But it was kind of interesting to me to see that Portugal had the highest.
Yeah, for me too.
So kind of weird. Anyway, the idea of divorce is not something that's normal. It's something that man says, oh, I don't want to be together. So
yeah,
the idea of divorce can be very easy, but normally it's not easy. Normally there's money involved, there's property involved. If there are children involved, it's even more complicated. But many times people get a divorce and they want more than their half. Or they want to keep something that's part of what the couple owns now, like a house at the beach. I want to keep the house at the beach. And you can have the house in the city, but the house at the beach is like 2 times the value. So it doesn't work too well that way. It's hard. I know some people right now, they're going through a divorce, and the woman is so angry at the husband because the husband wanted the divorce because he says, hey, we don't really have a relationship. There's no sex involved. There's no real, relationship. We just work and we share the same house, but we don't have a relationship with romance or anything. So, when people get in their 60s, they call it the gray age.
Yeah.
It's more complicated in one sense because it's like they say that if a man is single when he's older, he dies sooner. It's better for a man to be married because they would have a longer life. Because when the man is alone, he doesn't keep track of his health. He doesn't go to the doctor like he should. He's thinking, oh, it's okay, And the wife says, no, you need to go to the doctor. And so the wife is helping the man to live longer.
Yeah, it's true.
If people are unhappy, if they're not happy, then hey, there's no sense in being together. But you can go through counseling. You can get help from a psychologist, a psychoanalyst. You can get help. Unless you just don't want to. You just want to go your way and let the other person go the other way. Divorce is a complicated thing. Marriage is complicated. Okay.
Yeah,
Marriage
for
is
sure.
complicated too. It's not. The divorce is just a resolution of a complicated marriage.
Exactly. And sometimes for me, for my side, I think my opinion is some divorces just happen because there are no transparency between the couples, like uh, none of the couples used to talk about what they are feeling, what is disturbing them in the relationship.
Right. It's harder for a man to talk in a relationship.
Exactly.
It's harder for a man to talk about his feelings, his emotions. I know because I'm a man and I know it's not easy for me. So I'm going through a type of counseling right now. And I'm dealing with anger in my life, and I'm not afraid to talk about that. I have some situations that I need to resolve internally, but I will continue to go to these meetings for probably forever. It's a very good way to talk with other people about our problems. It's a group of guys that get together. We get together with men and women with women to try to talk about our problems with other people and let other people listen to us. We don't give each other advice, but we have a relationship in that group that other people listen to us. And sometimes that's what we need. We need people to listen to us.
Yeah, sure.
Because when we talk, we hear ourselves talking. We hear ourselves thinking out loud.
Yeah. There is a little history that says that there is a couple that has some problems in the relationship, and someday the woman says to the husband, "Man, I need someone that should be romantic, so I want to divorce." And the husband, no, I will try again. So give me one more chance. And the husband started to buy some flowers every day, some chocolates, and some jewels and other stuff every day.
That's a nice jewelry, huh?
Yeah, but after some time, the wife said again, "Man, it doesn't work, and I want to divorce." And the husband got surprised and said, "But I bought flowers, chocolates, and other stuff every day. So I am romantic. I am a romantic guy." And the wife answered, "Man, what I really wanted was that you sit with me in the couch and see the soap opera."
Oh, wow.
So that's the point. And the moral of this history is the wife never said what was romantic for her. And the man never asked what was romantic.
Yep, that's communication.
The meaning, that's the point. So we used to, how can I say, to think by ourselves and guess what really means something, and normally we make mistakes.
Yes,
That's
yes.
the point.
But the communication part of understanding what the other person wants is very important. It's a good story to talk about. And the moral is communication is so important.
Exactly.
To ask the questions, to understand the other person. My wife recently said something that was very profound, very, very deep. And she says, one of the best gifts you can give to another person is to listen to them. And she was talking to me, of course, but that's a good way to look at something very special to give to another person is just to listen to them. Because many times we already know what they are thinking and okay, let's go. No, we just need to hear what they want to say, hear their opinions, their ideas. And so that's an area that I need to work on. I need to improve for sure. So divorce, the word we use is sucks. Okay, it's kind of weird word. It's not vulgar, but it's almost vulgar. It's like it's very terrible. So divorce is not good. So in Brazil, the amount of people that get a divorce in Brazil is about 20% compared to the United States, about 45%. So that's kind of good, okay? And so the idea of divorce in Brazil is not so prevalent. It's not something that a lot of people do. They stay together a lot longer than other people around the world. So that's very good. In Brazil, it's mainly still a Catholic country, Christian country. And so these morals and values from this religion have an impact on the people. The morals and values from the religion have an impact. So in the Catholic Church, divorce is not really sanctioned. It's not something that you're supposed to do. In the Protestant religion of Christianity, it's okay, but it's not okay. But in the Catholic religion, it's like, no, you really don't do that. Okay. So that's a big factor when you think about why the people don't get divorced in Brazil, but they get divorced in other countries much more. So religion has a factor. I can tell you from my experience, my relationship with Brazilians is that Brazilians are very loving and caring for one another. And family is very important in Brazil. Family is very important. In the United States, it's important, but, it's not something that, like on your birthday, you celebrate your birthday on your birthday. In the United States, you celebrate your birthday on one day in that month, okay? It's like, oh, this day on your birthday is not convenient. We're not going to celebrate your birthday on your birthday. We're going to celebrate on next weekend or the weekend after that. And we're going to join 2 or 3 birthdays together, okay? So this is the American way that I know. They don't emphasize the relationship with one another as ultra important as it is in Brazil. Family is very, very important.
Yeah, for sure. Mainly for family with a lot of members. It's a tradition. It's a tradition, and especially for Catholic families or families mainly from the north or the center of Brazil. São Paulo is different. São Paulo is a big city, is a big state, so there are a lot of things that turn us more closer than Europe or maybe US. But in the countryside or other states in Brazil, it's quite important, this relationship between family members. So could be
I think that's a big factor. Where Brazil has a much lower divorce rate than the United States and other countries. It's really strange that Portugal has such a high divorce rate, but that's what I found when I did the research. So let me see. Another thing I saw here in the information is that Okay, Portugal is the highest. India is the lowest divorce rate. India. I thought that was interesting. India, family is also important. In India, the family is also very important.
Yeah.
It's a different structure. There's a caste group. I mean, in Brazil, we have the very poor, we have a middle class, and then we have the upper class and the ultra upper class. But the middle class is not very big even yet. The United States, the middle class is pretty big. It's very big, actually. And so in India, they have a caste system where it's you have a lot of money or you're basically poor.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of weird the way that it's set up there, but their relationships with one another, regardless of their demographic in regards to money, the family is very important to them. So
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I think I am wrong. But India is not the relationship there is not a polygamy, no, no, isn't it?
You mean to have more than one wife?
Yeah, I think
I
not.
don't know, because in the Islamic religion, a man can have up to 5 wives in general. That's what I understand. But in India, I don't think it's allowed to have more than one wife. I'll do a quick search on that. But
I think it isn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. In India, it was practiced widely in India, but now there's a since 1955, they don't allow it.
Okay.
Since 1955, because they call it polygamy. Okay, it became illegal in 1956. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
For all the citizens except Muslims. Muslims are permitted to have 4 wives in India. So if you're Muslim, I guess the rules are different.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So
you know, every society is a little bit different.
So they are more tolerant to the marriage.
Yeah, I think in Brazil you're not allowed to have more than one wife. Correct?
No.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're Muslim, can you have more than one wife? Well, if you travel from another country like Morocco, trying to get away from the earthquake that just happened, and you come to Brazil with your 5 wives, what are they going to do? They're legally your wives.
Yeah.
It's a different situation. But you cannot get married in Brazil with more than one wife. If you come to Brazil with 5 wives, okay, that's just the way it is, okay? But, we're going to date ourselves with this video by talking about Morocco with that earthquake. Terrible, terrible. Many people died.
Terrible.
And it was in that the city, I think it's called Marrakesh, where it's in Casablanca. I don't know, but Marrakesh was an area that was very well known, and a lot of people died there.
Yeah.
So that's sad. So anyway,
it's sad.
The divorce situation in other countries is different. Every country is different with their own religious ideas about divorce, and then it's based on the civil law. So in Brazil, it's a civil law. In India, it's a civil law, except for Muslims. They can have more than one wife because of their religion. And so that's interesting that they tolerate that. In the United States, I don't know. I don't really know. But if you come to the United States with your 5 wives that you are legally married to, what are they going to do? They can't do anything. You didn't get married in the United States, so they don't have a lot they can say. I think they're going to have to say, okay, we don't see that, but okay. If they turn the other eye, put your blindfolds on. But divorce is terrible to me in all respects.
Yeah.
My parents got divorced. I got divorced. So I've been there, done that. Don't want to do it again.
Yeah, it's something like for me, from my point of view, is something like a kind of failure, that you fail
Mhm.
with someone, with yourself. I don't know.
It's basically the communication. It comes down to
Yeah,
communication that failed because you need to talk things over. You need to talk things out and to help the other people understand you and to understand them. Because that's where the
exactly,
differences are. It's in our minds, the differences. And so if somebody
exactly,
gets sick, if the wife gets sick or the husband gets sick, well, that other person in their life, the husband and wife, needs to take care of them. That's part of
exactly.
the agreement. And that's why we have a contract. That's why we have rings. This ring symbolizes
Yeah,
the contract, okay, a civil contract that says that we are legally bound to one another. And so when you want to break that contract, then it ends up in divorce and then everything separates.
yeah,
And then it's a sad situation, but this is the way it is.
yeah, for sure.
So what else did you take from that article? Anything else? Because they
I
talk
think
about baby boomers. I remember there was a psychologist that was talking about the fact that she doesn't believe that this is going to be something that starts to affect all the different generations. That this is happening in the baby boomer generation, but she doesn't believe it's going to happen again anytime soon. It's just a phenomenon that's happening with this age group for some reason.
yeah, yeah. Maybe because of that reasons I mentioned before, the longevity of people now because of the advance of medical technology, the change on the role of a woman in the society, uh, and maybe this kind of situation where baby boomers used to got married in the past so young. Maybe this is the point.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of factors in everything that we do in our lives. But in this divorce with the baby boomers, it's sad, very sad, because now the grandchildren, they have to go to different houses to visit grandpa and grandma. Okay.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
kind of weird. But a lot of times the grandpa and grandma come together for holidays, not always, but many times. So that's
Mainly the Christmas
yeah.
and
Easter, Halloween.
Easter. Yeah,
Halloween's coming, man. Let's get ready for Halloween.
yeah.
So anyway, guys, we just wanted to say thanks again for coming to join us tonight and to have a little conversation. The topic was not excellent, but because divorce is sad, but it's something we can talk about, and hopefully it doesn't happen to you. If you are going through it, find some help. Everybody can use a little extra help. Find a group. If you want, you can contact me. I'll put you in contact with a group that can help you. All right. So thank you, Juvenal, for coming out tonight and to talk about these interesting topics.
Okay, Bruce, it was a pleasure. So, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye bye, you guys. I'm Bruce saying
See you
goodbye.
next week.
See you later. Bye bye.
See you.